Hi Academy Assessors, just a quick sort of webinar just to give you a little bit more mindfulness, a little bit more awareness around what is expected of the learners on the level 4 strength and conditioning. I know a lot of the dates haven't quite been finalised, etc. yet, but Paul's just asked us to quickly put this out, perhaps just to give you a little bit of a better outline to some questions or some answers that the learners have for you. So as you can see, do a quick welcome presentation and hopefully highlight exactly how the journey worked for an individual. So within this welcome presentation, obviously just wanting to give you a little bit of the course outline, what methods we use to assess the learners, and just what they need to expect throughout the journey. So me and Dan have predominantly put this together. We will really, alongside Paul, be the sort of key tutors to ask any sort of questions to, direct any queries to. A lot of the tutors have currently been trained up in it, who will be shadowing myself and Dan throughout this, but any sort of urgent inquiries around the content of the S&C, just please contact Dan and myself. So the level 4 strength and conditioning, the course outline, there are, to begin with, 2 workshops. So what we're looking at, again, is a Saturday and Sunday. So what the learners will do, they will attend a Saturday and Sunday, and then they will follow another Saturday and Sunday. So they're attending 2 weekends. What those weekends are at the minute, I'm not 100% sure of the date, whether they're running Saturday, Sunday, then straight into the following Saturday, Sunday, or whether having a gap in between. I'm sure Paul can bring a little bit of awareness on the dates with that. But they will attend 2 workshops. Workshop 1, Saturday, Sunday. Workshop 2, Saturday, Sunday. I suppose a little bit like how the extended blended runs. Upon completion of those 4 practical days, and that's with a tutor, there is 12 weeks of online learning where I will go into how they get assessed, but there is a variety of assessments for them to complete in the 12 weeks before they will attend the assessment day. So really, let's really simplify that. They'll come to 2 workshops, Saturday, Sunday, workshop 1, Saturday, Sunday, workshop 2. Then there is 12 weeks of online learning, which is all on kind of an online platform, and lots of work sent out by us as tutors. And in that 12 weeks, they have bi-weekly assessments to complete, which are basically worksheets to make sure they've understood the online content. And there's a case study they need to put together for that. I mean, again, as you guys on the phones with the learners, you really just need to give them that very, very brief outline on, yeah, you're going to attend 2 workshops. There's a lot of online content and work to be done in the 12 weeks, such as case study and worksheets. And then upon completion of the case study and worksheets, you will then attend an assessment day where there is a practical assessment and a theory assessment there. So they are the modules that are covered throughout the course. Some are covered on the workshops, some are covered in the 12 weeks of online learning. I'm not going to sit here and read every single module. I'm pretty sure you guys can have a look through that. But ultimately, that is everything the client will have a look at, will learn, and will be assessed on through a variety of assessment methods. So the bi-weekly assessment. So upon completion of the 2 workshop days, Saturday, Sunday, workshop 1, Saturday, Sunday, workshop 2, we then as tutors, so example, if I was working with a group myself, I will send out some worksheets for them to complete. Now, they will get a worksheet which covers weeks 1 and 2. And weeks 1 and 2 will follow modules 1, 2, 3, and 4. So within their online platform, the learners will go in, they will watch module 1, they'll watch module 2, they'll watch module 3, they'll watch module 4, and then we have a worksheet where there's lots of questions and answers on there for them to, for them to consolidate and show us a bit of understanding of those modules. We will mark the modules off, give them some feedback, save it to the records, and that's bi-weekly assessment 1 complete. Then they follow that process throughout the 12 weeks. So they will get another worksheet in weeks 3 and 4, and then that will be covering 5, 6, and 7. Then they will get worksheets 5 and 6, and so we keep sending worksheets out to make sure they are continually learning over the 12-week period. The idea is that we will have 6 worksheets back from them, all complete, all passed, showing a full understanding of the 17 modules. With the case study, this is ongoing throughout the 12 weeks, okay? So they will be required to complete a case study in addition to their bi-weekly assessments. Learners must choose a real-life participant and complete this on the following here. So they basically start off with real sort of initial data, build a story of the client is, what sport do they participate in, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, and then develop a plan to improve their performance over a set period of time. This is obviously all highlighted to them on the course, but it's just to give you guys a little bit more info on some of the assessment processes. Then, upon completion of the 12 weeks case study and the bi-weekly assessments, they will then attend a practical assessment day. On the practical assessment day, there is elements of Olympic lifting. There will be elements of speed and plyometric assessment as well. And there's also a theory assessment to the back end of the day, which again just allows us to assess the learner's understanding of the whole course content. A lot of the practical assessment work is obviously going to be done while they are there on the workshops, and the assessment process will be highlighted to them by us as tutors. And the theory assessment is going to be basically just a broad spectrum of everything that has been covered. It's a multiple choice exam covering all content covered in the workshops and online modules. We require 70% just as we do with our current exam. So for this, a minimum of 28 out of 40 is required. And again, assistance will be given by the tutor via constant contact throughout the 12 weeks and some potential practice mock exams for them to complete. So just a real clue, if someone's asking how do I assess, what do I need to do with the course, they basically attend 2 workshops. Upon that, there's 12 weeks of ongoing learning with assessments to complete, worksheets to complete, a case study to complete. Upon completion of the worksheets, the bi-weekly case study, you then go into a practical assessment and theory assessment day, hopefully passing all that, and then we can send off a level 4 strength and conditioning assessment. Really, really straightforward. We keep all that. This is the welcome presentation I will go through with the learners on day 1. But obviously, if you've got this little bit of an understanding here now, what you're going to translate to them on the phones will then transfer over into what we're communicating to them as tutors, and we can keep everything really, really standardised through that. And then you've got your equal opportunities, your complaints procedures, your assessment procedures, and that kind of stuff. Hopefully that's given you a bit more insight into what is required from the learners on the course. Hopefully it gives you a little bit more insight and a little bit more detail to outline what the course is. And obviously one of the best ways for you guys to get a feel for the course is jump yourself on it. So hopefully might see some of you in the near future. But hope that's helped, and we'll see you all when I see you. Cheers!